What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Last But Not Least podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Snapisode.
It's your boy, KG.
And we got a special guest in the building today.
My name is Ashely of Single Woman Chronicles. And I just teach women that being single is a beautiful choice and not a miserable circumstance.
Look, there you go. There you go. And we're going to put her information in the description so y'all can go follow her on her social media platforms and everything like that. We definitely want to spread the wealth, you know what I'm saying, of the viewership.
Right.
What viewership we got, we still building. So as a matter of fact, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to this video, like, comment, share with all your friends and everything else. Definitely want to get into Carlee, was it Westbrook? I think her name is.
I don't think it's Westbrook.
Westbrook or Russell?
You getting Russell Westbrook convicted? Yeah. Okay.
Russell. Okay. They both crazy. Yeah. They both super crazy. So everybody know this is the lady who was allegedly abducted. What was that, Mississippi or what was she? Alabama. She was allegedly abducted. Everybody was like on Amber Alert. Everybody was looking for her. I seen so much on my timeline about let's save her. They not doing enough to bring our black sisters, this, that, and the third. And she Jessie smooth-yayed us.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Get Jessie again.
Yeah. So I don't. What do y'all? What drives a woman to go through such an escapade?
Attention.
But is it just attention? Because
yes, attention. I looked at her page. She's an AKA.
Okay.
She made them look bad. But I'm just saying. She made them look bad. Like you did all that for attention. She go on trips. I looked up.
Oh, you looked up.
Yeah.
Okay. You did your research.
So yeah, I don't know what. Only thing I could think of was just attention. She was just looking for the attention of somebody. I don't know if it's one person or the whole world. I don't know. But
okay, so if y'all could enlighten me a little bit on this. So there was a story that she saw a baby on a highway or something. Like between her story and them mocking it to Kevin Hart and his story, I don't know which one was true.
Okay, I listened to the press conference.
Okay.
The cop is petty and I like it.
You said the cop was petty?
He was petty and I like it. So because she wouldn't have y'all seen the movie Gone Girl?
I have.
With Ben Affleck?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember in Gone Girl when she done faked this whole thing, she comes back and they try to question her and she's like, oh no, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
That's what Carlee did to them. So because they did, she did that. And the cops were fed up. You could tell he was mad.
Right.
Yeah.
So they said, we're not going to wait on you.
Right.
We're going to just do the facts of this case. So they know that we're going to insinuate that she lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she called these police officers. And she's like, it's a baby on the interstate.
It's
a baby on the interstate. And she was calm. Because think about, like, if you see a baby on the interstate, you're going to be like, oh, my God, it's a baby on the interstate. She's like, it's a baby on the interstate. And somebody need to come help this baby. She ain't pulled over to go get the baby. So she claims that the baby goes in amount, I think the cop said 6 yards. And he's like, if you don't know what 6 yards is, that's 6 football fields in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Miss Mamas. Okay, so
the
she says that.
Right.
Yeah, so they say they're going to send somebody. She get off the phone, call her mama. Call her mama like, I'm about to pull over and get this baby. And then I guess some chaos started happening. She started screaming, her mama on the phone. Hey, they getting me. They're trying to get me. They pull up. She left her wig, the cell phone, her car. Now, I think it's so petty that she left that wig because she know a black woman ain't going nowhere without a wig.
I think she may think she was smarter than everyone else. They said she had money. When she came back, she had money in her pocket because she stole it from a job.
No, she had money in her sock.
In her sock.
Oh, okay.
Her sock.
For all the gangsters out there.
That she stole it from a job. So I think this was a cover-up for her stealing.
How much did she steal?
I don't know.
It was $120 in her sock.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm sorry, $130.
Oh, wow.
So maybe that's what it might have been. Might have been cover-up for the stealing of the money.
By the Google search, I don't think it was that because it was definitely premeditated because y'all heard about the Google search.
Yeah, all the stuff that she was looking
She was looking up taking, how much an Amber Alert costs, how old you got to be on Amber Alert, et cetera, et cetera. So this was definitely premeditated.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
And as you stated, I would say the only answer is she wanted attention, but also maybe she's having a mental breakdown.
I could agree with that, but I don't see it because she's a nurse student. So that means they have to go through psychological evaluation once they become a nurse, I believe. So,
not to cut you off, I'm just saying that this isn't reported a lot, but a lot of women literally experience schizophrenic breaks in their 30s.
How old?
Research says, I don't know.
I'll look it up.
But I'm assuming. Let me know. But it don't matter your walk of life. You can have a breakdown.
You're right.
You can literally have a mental breakdown if something stresses you enough.
I'm not putting that past her, but to go this extent with your mental breakdown, it's like you could have just called somebody and said, I need to talk to somebody, I need help.
Right.
You gained national attention for whatever reason. We just gonna say attention.
I don't think she thought it was gonna get this far.
What do you think it was gonna go?
She's 25.
She's 25 years old. I don't understand. And then I guess the next question is this something that should be punishable by law? Because think about the resources you've used.
Yeah.
You've created a lot of turmoil for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And
she you got to think, like you said, think about everything she did. She took officers, all EMS, whoever, and civilians from whatever they was doing to search for her, to even just stop and say a prayer for her, but you wasn't really missing.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, you took time I can't get back from you.
I agree.
Something has to be done about it.
It's such a bad look for us as a people, because there are real females out here who are missing that really need help, that really need assistance, and all it takes is one person for them to point to and be like, see, this is why we don't push more resources towards when y'all go missing. And that's what they're gonna say, y'all go missing. And it's just like, come on, man, like, I get it. It's one of those things that's probably going to be a meme for the rest of our lives to some degree. But it's just like, come on, man. Like, we just got over Jussie Smollett and his little story about getting beat up with the Nigerians with the MAGA hats. Like, we just got past that.
As a black woman, I'm more upset because they already don't take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So since they don't take it seriously, I'm afraid that it'll be like that consistently. You know what I mean? We just got in a time when we started to get a voice because we had people like Michelle Obama speaking up, Tina Knowles speaking up. So she's setting us back. I feel that her black card should be removed for the next 5 years. She's not invited to any barbecues.
Right.
She cannot she can't say nigga.
Everything black she can't
by
do.
Black law. She cannot call her friends, close friends, cousins, brothers, sisters.
Yeah.
She can't do the black thing.
She can't.
Like I said, she's an AKA, so she should be took off the line for that.
Wow.
For sure.
I'm sure they disassociate themselves. I'm sure.
She can't wear braids. We'll call it appropriation. She can't do these kinds of things because she weaponized her blackness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think she should go to jail. I think she should pay a fine.
Okay.
I don't think she should go to jail. Community service and a fine. She needs 1,000 hours of community service.
Yeah.
The same amount of time they use to look for her is the same amount of time she
needs. I think that's valid. I think that's valid. And whether or not that's gonna happen or not, I mean, this did happen in Alabama. Let's not act like Alabama.
I think Alabama got some strict laws though.
Oh, she going to jail if she?
Oh yeah.
They got some strict laws in Alabama.
Yeah, they coming for your head. And again, I can't really be that upset about it because again, like, it was a lot of people looking. I mean, I want to say when she was missing, I was seeing people that, oh yeah, she's from my hometown. Y'all look out for her. And like we was gonna get on the street and actually go looking, and I was just like, that's terrible. When I started listening to some of the details, the baby threw me off. When I heard the baby on the highway, I was like, you know what? This just doesn't sound like stuff that Negroes do. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion until the facts come out because it seemed very suspect.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
As a black woman, what would you have done in that situation? Would you just called? Would you gotten out the car? What would you have done?
If I see a baby on the interstate,
a real baby.
Okay, so I'm a skeptic by heart.
Right.
Okay.
So I see a baby on the interstate. Something going on that I don't think I want to be a part of.
So
okay.
You just gonna drive by?
I'm gonna drive by, but I'm gonna call the cops. Hey, y'all, it's the baby out here. Okay. I'm gonna drive up a little further, pull over, look in the review to see what's going on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I ain't trying to. I like to mind my business.
Right.
When you get in other people's business, then you get involved in their business.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been like. Yeah, I wouldn't have been. Okay. I still would have reported it, but I'm not about to get out.
Gotcha.
Where is this mystery baby? Does anybody know what happened to this mystery baby?
It's no baby.
I mean,
like,
it's a shadow.
Was a ghost.
It's a shadow.
Because they pulled the footage. There was no baby on the interstate.
Oh, they pulled the footage?
Yeah, they pulled the footage.
There's no baby on the interstate.
That's why I think she feel like she was smarter than everybody else. Because, like you said, it was premeditated.
But again, what does taking?
She went to Target to get snacks, bro.
She got the cheeses.
She got some snacks. She's like, I'm gonna be gone for a minute. I know I'm getting hungry. I gotta get something.
She might get an NIL deal for cheeses.
I truly want to know where she went. We don't know where she went. I want to know where she went.
She probably went somewhere. She probably told a friend, and the friend was with it, and she just hung out over there for a minute. Because I mean, they probably actually searched the area, so she wasn't in the area. She had to go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, they said she was only gone for like 49 hours. So, I mean, it ain't hard to be held up for 49 hours. You know what I mean? Like, if you had a grandma that's, you know.
Her family wasn't a part of it because they really thought she was missing.
Maybe it was a dude. Maybe, you know, it's always nigga. Yeah, you come over here. We can chill.
We don't know.
I don't know.
It's confusing. I don't know. I just want to...
What you want to know about it?
I really want to know where she went.
I want to talk to her for real. What was on your mind when you called? What was you thinking? Like, you gonna get away with it? What did you want to benefit from this?
So there was a rumor on TikTok, and this lady don't have a lot of followers, so I don't know how credible she is.
Okay,
well, I got you.
So, but she's claiming that she researched, and her theory was she just recently had a boyfriend that was about to leave her for a stripper or something like that.
Okay.
Who? Carlee?
Carlee.
Guess it happens.
So, right. And so maybe she did this for attention in order to like bring him back.
Oh, wow.
So hypothetically, that would actually make sense.
Yeah.
Why she would do all this, because she used the baby to get the police out there.
Yeah.
Then she called her mom just to get, you know, the story rolling so it can get back to family. I think she didn't expect the world to find out. She probably just expected her county to find out because they usually don't search for us women like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So she probably seen, when she started seeing herself on the news, she probably like, oh, I gotta get back.
Oh, wow.
She might have called mom to call the boyfriend like, you know, Carlee missing.
Right.
Wow.
You gotta get out here. Get away from that stripper.
Right.
And come tend to your girl.
I mean, if we just gonna keep it all the way a buck, I don't know if that's gonna pull a nigga away from a stripper.
It probably it will afterwards.
Depends on
like,
the stripper.
Yeah. Keep on bouncing. I gotta go after this.
He probably seen the Amber like, damn, that's messed up. Put his phone back down. Hey, that's messed up.
Man,
it ain't my problem no more. We done. I told
her
that was it.
Hey, man.
My God. I hope that's not the truth, but
I mean, but you know, people do crazy stuff for attention, and like in America, it's probably the only place in the world where you could be famous for not being good at anything. Like,
exactly.
You just be famous.
I'm gonna throw both of y'all a question. What is something you did for attention?
I'm gonna go to her.
Dang, I gotta think about it. Okay, so this is just me being transparent. So this is the evolution of Ashely. I'm always transparent with my podcasters and things of that nature.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We are too.
So I just want to tell y'all where I am now, because I know people gonna be like, "Oh, she like that now." I'm like, I'm so far away from that. So I'm currently 34.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the 80s babies. Yes. Shout out, y'all.
Currently 34, but I grew up very insecure. I grew up insecure because I didn't have my dad.
Okay.
My dad left when I was 4. The last thing I heard him say is, "Why did you bring her here?" So that was like heartbreaking for me, and I held that as a child.
Yeah.
And then, you know, growing up, my mom was a hustler. I told y'all, like, she was like a scammer before scam was a thing. Statute of limitations are off of it, but she was in and out of jail. Right. She didn't have the time to nurture me, tell me I was beautiful, whatever. So like, I didn't start hearing that kind of stuff until I got to high school from Guice, and, you know, so I wanted that attention. So I literally became attention seeking, like all the time, right? But I would do it in a subtle manner, not like cause a national emergency, but like subtle ways. So I'll never forget this trip. So I was in Miami with my homegirls, and we were hanging out with these guys we had randomly met. We was just having a good time. I think I was like 19 at the time. And so like we just all at the beach and they're like huddled up talking, just vibing with each other. And I'm like, they're not looking at me. So I literally started doing handstands, y'all. Like, look at me. And like started doing
pussy pop in on that handstand.
I wasn't pee popping. But I was like doing handstands because I'm like, y'all need to look at me. I can look at that now and say that was attention seeking. Then I was just doing it because I'm like, I'm so in that mode of like wanting the attention.
Right.
But yeah, like when you feel deprived, you just start doing wild stuff. What am I doing handstands on the beach for? Like, girl, sit down.
But you know what though? It's good that you noticed that. There are some people now who are on social media who aren't physically doing handstands, but in a different, like almost like a metaphorically, they're doing the same thing, seeking attention. And it's always a funny thing to look at where you have people who get online and they'll post a picture of them in a hospital bed, don't want you to ask them, are you okay? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll say unbothered, you're on half of their post, but clearly something's, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, you know, let's just be adults and just say what it is and let's figure out how do we overcome it. But I don't know. It's definitely a difficult situation because I empathize with women because I understand that like y'all have all these options and y'all trying to figure out which option best suits you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a difficult thing. Like I go to Cheesecake Factory tomorrow and I'm over here like, God damn, like it's so much on this menu. Like what do I want to pick? And I feel like women have those same things. Like on a day-to-day basis, you probably getting approached by 5, 6, 7 dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you know? I feel
like that's a false belief that we be getting approached. Like, we really don't.
Oh, really? Okay.
No. I really be thinking, I'm like, why men think that?
Well,
we do not get approached.
I feel like if you're attractive, you get approached a lot.
We don't get approached like that. We get stared at.
Oh, yeah,
we get stared hard. Like, dude,
that's the way we flirt. You know?
Oh my God, we get stared at a lot. But we literally, I'll show you my homegirl a picture of her. But we were just talking about that. Like she was saying, she feels ugly because she hasn't been getting approached. Like I'm like, girl, shut up. You are not ugly. But we don't, especially now when a lot of men want to be pursued. Like we're in this day and age where like, I call them bitter boy TikToks. But like when the bitter boy TikTok movement, you know, the Kevin Samuel Lights, the Red Pill community, Fresh and Fit, all of those people started this whole thing about how women want men for their money and we're using them and et cetera, et cetera. Even though that's not the majority, it's the loudest. And even though, you know, we know it's not true because if you're living in the world, when you go outside, you know this is not happening. On the regular. It happens sometimes, but like, you know. Right. But people are listening to it. So a lot of men are like, oh, I ain't going to approach a woman. And then in Atlanta, you have so many women who are desperate. They will approach a man. They are throwing it at him.
So I ain't got no approach yet. Where y'all at?
You're probably not in. One, you probably don't give off that vibe that like you a trick.
Yeah.
Two, because if you give off the vibe you a trick, they own you. And then two, you're probably not going to those atmospheres. I don't know your life. But
right. I ain't going to those, so I'm making money. That's what I'm
exactly. So it's just women, I swear we don't get approached like that. Like we get stared at, but we don't. Like I go weeks without.
So would you want to be approached? And what would you want to be approached by?
I want to get approached by a man that I like.
So that's probably why you don't
look over here because I'm the girl that like I will give eye contact and smile if I like you. But if I don't, I will suddenly turn away.
Right.
But I'm also nice. So if you do smile at me first, I will smile back and wave. Like in the gym, they stay doing that to me. And I'm like,
but see, women don't know. This is probably something. I probably shouldn't tell y'all this.
Break down.
Put it on
if you
put it on the
if you look at me and then turn away, you're gonna be like, oh, this is a challenge. It's on. Ding ding. I'm about to go for it. That's when you get the guy you don't want.
Yeah.
I will not get him. He will approach me. I will say no. I will lie and
but
say
he's
I have
gonna,
a boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying. But that'd be the ones that approach y'all, the ones that you don't want. Because that's a challenge for me. So I gotta take that.
When the last time you approached a woman?
Oh wow.
Case is settled.
Damn. Got your ass.
Hello. When you see a woman, you see. We in Atlanta. It's a lot of baddies in Atlanta.
It's a lot of baddies.
You walk outside, you see a baddie, right? When you see this baddie, what is your thought?
I'm like, damn, she fine.
But you ain't trying to approach her.
I gotta check the scene first. I'm be honest. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I see someone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey man, she look good. You know, I see how she interact with other people. Okay, she cool, mild mannered, whatever. Then it's that it's what is it? 3 seconds. You got 3 seconds to make a move.
Yeah,
it's 3 seconds for a man to make a move. If I don't make it in that 3 seconds, then it's like, well,
what is going through your mind in the 3 seconds?
What to say? I don't want to look stupid.
Well, I think what he's trying to say is like, if you start to overthink it, then you won't.
I'm an overthinker. That's what.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
if I don't hurry up and hit her with something, then I'm just gonna overthink it, and she probably the moment's gonna pass me by.
So what makes a man approach a chick?
I get, like you said, the flirtation of the woman, her giving like some kind of. We looking at you. We looking for a notation, like a head nod. Staring in each other's eyes. Okay, this might be my chance to make a move. That's all I can think of.
I don't know, man, because it's such a weird thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you get people like, if you just out and about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it what you have? Like, because like if I go somewhere and I got on like a shirt, like I had one shirt. Don't judge me, but it was like I would go to the gym play basketball, and it's like a little beer pong shirt, and it said I can't get my balls wet. So if I'm at Publix, right, and somebody looking, y'all looking at the shirt and looking at me like I don't know. So I don't know, man. It's like it gotta be
the right
the
right moment, I guess. Like, okay, we made contact. She didn't look away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't look away.
Mm-hmm.
She's still staring, or she's still looking. I'm still looking. All right, no. She got in her buggy. What I gotta say? You know, you looking like, what can I? What you trying to? You trying to find a way to make that opening conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing stupid. Don't look crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what can I say?
Yeah,
so,
that's a tough thing because I've heard, again, I can't vouch, but a lot of women have said, obviously when you meet a guy, you kind of know if you want to sleep with him as soon as you meet him. It's their job to not mess it up. It's tough to not mess that up, bro. Like, you just gotta just be as basic and as vanilla as you can, but you also want to be yourself. So it's it's tough.
I told my cousin, she was like, how can I get, what are guys on? Same thing. I was like, guys flirt in different ways. So just because a man do something that you're not used to doesn't mean just disregard it. Like, try to look past it or understand that he don't know exactly how to flirt with them. Some people don't know how to flirt.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to be no creepy.
I was gonna say, you can't be creepy or disrespectful.
The creepy stuff, yeah. But like,
weird.
If he asks you questions, I don't know. She explained one time, I was like, I don't know. But it sounded like he's trying to flirt with you. That's what it sounded like to me.
So what? Let me ask you, Ashely. What was like somebody flirt with you that just missed the mark? It was so left where you were just like,
I can't think of
that ain't gonna do it.
I'll say this. Men leading with sexual energy is always gonna be a turn off for me.
Okay.
Like men making, I don't get that a lot. Just cause like I don't come off like that. But like,
you mean in the eggplant picture?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Or like, do so say little jokes. I feel like white men do that a lot. No, they do. Like white men, their jokes are very like sexually like driven, but just say little stuff like your place or mine. Like I don't know if you ever seen the movie Hall Pass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Hall Pass, what the dude was in there like with the chloroform. Hi, my name. Hey, dude, what is wrong with you?
Oh, man.
But
that's one of my favorite movies, bro.
It's so good, right?
That's one of my favorites.
But yeah, like stuff like that is like a no. Also, you know what else? Men be boring. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. A lot of these dudes don't be having personalities. I'm gonna tell you, listen, I've had so many scenarios where I had to carry the fun. I don't want to have to carry the fun. Where is your personality? And a lot of these, going back to Bitter Boy TikToks, y'all be thinking y'all money. I don't care about your money, bro. Let me tell you something. I have literally dated several men with a lot of money. It's like so boring just like watching paint dry because we out to these dinners and stuff. Like a lot of people complain like, oh, I don't want to take a girl on an expensive date. I don't want to go on an expensive date either for the first date. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if we go out to an expensive date, I'm going to feel obligated to sit through the whole date with you. But if we go to a coffee shop, I can drink this little coffee and walk away.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I would much rather meet you at a coffee shop, see what this vibe is giving, and then leave out. Or if it's vibing, we can go somewhere else. Okay. But I've had so many situations where, you know, dudes want to impress me, so they want to take me to the full extravagant whatever, and we're sitting there and I'm like, hey, you know, so where'd you grow up? And then they'll say it, and then they'll just be
that's it.
They don't say or I could teach me how to have a conversation, because a lot of them don't know how.
I was gonna say, so if you don't want that, do you say it, or do you just accept the date? Like if he say, I'm gonna take you to Nubu or Ruth Chris or whatever, you like, okay, or do you be like, you know, we ain't gotta do that if you ain't got it like that?
Oh no, I'm not. So I need to know why you want to take me there. Okay. Like I'm that girl, because I'm very direct.
So you gonna ask the question?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna say, why do you feel that is a feasible first date? Because like we're getting to know each other.
Nigga, you know you ain't built like
I'm
that.
I'm asking you because a lot of these dudes be feeling like, because they take you on an expensive date, they're paying for some booty.
But
you're not paying for booty. And I'm that girl. Like I have talked myself out of several flued out moments. Okay. Because I'm the girl that's like, hey, you want to come to here? Yeah, I'm not having sex with you though. Dang, why you gotta be all that? They don't text me back though. Because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
You know,
but you telling them up front. You telling them up front.
Yeah.
You can respect it.
Yeah, you gotta respect
I think most men can respect. Hey, I come out there, but we ain't doing that. Before they get out there, I think they can respect it, because you know how it's like.
But let's keep it a buck.
With you, I don't.
Let's be a honey. If a nigga say I'm finna fly you out,
period,
you giving up some cheeks. The cheeks is gonna be the topic of conversation. Now everything else we can still have a good time.
Period.
Ain't no man flying you out.
Period.
On a donation basis.
Period.
Just so you can see his city.
Period.
Come on. I mean, you never know. Come on. He literally, and this is something I don't know if I should say this, but if you're being approached in your DMs and a man is talking about flying you out, you gotta understand, if you take that flight, you have given him all the leverage. You know what I'm saying? You are in a city you're not familiar with. He is financially sponsoring your trip. So he's gonna be able to send you home or dictate what you do or don't eat or whatever like that. So if you ain't got the money to get home, don't go out there playing around.
Please. So I want to say this. I don't want women to listen to this and think it's like one-sided. I'm just gonna say, just expect the worst in those scenarios. Expect the worst. Have enough money to get yourself back home, to pay for your food, all this, because a lot of men feel that obligation, because that's what's on their agenda, even if it's not on yours. Now, I'm not saying that the only thing they want is sex, but sex is a part of what they want.
Exactly.
So you have to understand, like, yeah, I'm flying you out to get to know you, but I'm also trying to get to know them cheeks as well.
Right, exactly.
So just expect that. And I just want women to be more prepared and more realistic, because, you know, city girls, they be singing real good to y'all, right? They be singing real good to y'all, right? But I feel like women aren't listening to all the lyrics, because they be like, yeah, he paying for this, he paying for that, but they also be like, if I'm not giving it up unless he's paying. That's prostitute culture.
Yeah.
Like, they're basically saying, oh yes, I will do all these things you desire, but you gotta pay for it. Exactly. Women be listening to the songs thinking like dudes just sponsor. No, there's a listen, again, I've lived a life, honey. I have. What'd you say?
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm over here like, I've lived a life, honey. I've been a bottle waitress.
Right.
I've been around a lot of celebrities. You know, I've gone on dates with celebrities, athletes, whatever. These dudes, they get this all the time. The women approach them. They get free butt too. So if they're paying for it, they're expecting it too. You know what I mean? So like, the life is fun, but just know what comes with it. Now, I was good with my little hustle back in the day, because I would get approached by these, you know, these high-end men, but I knew I wasn't gonna have sex. So the way
oh God,
a lot of times I knew the reason I wasn't was because I didn't want to just be a number. Like, I wanted to mean something. Like, I'm not with the, you know, whole thing. So what I would do is, especially like the dope boys. Like the dope boys, if you went to college, they're very impressed by that. They're like, oh my God, girl, you went to college, you smart. Like, they'll, you know, put it all out for you, you know.
Yeah.
So I would just take their dates, and because I enjoy hanging out with them, but I knew eventually they was gonna come asking for something.
Oh yeah.
So then that would just be the end of my road. But you gotta have a good personality for that. It can't just be a pretty face. Like, you gotta be bringing something. Like, I was bringing a lot of entertainment.
Right. I mean, and that's a good thing. But it's like, as a dude, like if you doing this like from a risk management standpoint, if you looking at it like investments, like, okay, so I'm gonna rock with you. We're gonna go out. How soon should I be asking for the cheeks? Like, you feel me? Because it's like, I don't want to be like day number one. But I mean, again, if you going Nobu, you going Ruth Chris, you going to Canoe, we talking maybe $150, $160 for one night. I think that constitutes at least a conversation about some butt. I mean, you talking...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not that night, but the next conversation, the next day.
The next date.
Okay, I'm asking y'all a question.
Yeah.
This is the question. Okay. For both of y'all.
Okay.
Depending on what you want the woman for, the intent on it, are those conversations different? Like, for example, if you want her just for sex, are you still thinking, okay, I'm going to take you to Ruth Chris, and we're going to have this first conversation. You know what I mean? Or if you actually are genuinely wanting to get to know her, is your intent just like, literally, I'm just trying to impress her. I'm not, the first thing on my mind is not sex. Like,
I think that's an interesting question. I mean, me personally, I think the process is the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether or not you long-term, short-term, I think, in my opinion, and this is just me, I think whether or not this is a long-term or short-term thing depends on the amount of attention that we give each other. Like, so if I got your number and we start talking or whatever like that, and I notice that there are lapses in time that, you know what I'm saying, that can't be accounted for, I'm not knocking you for it, but it just seems like I don't have your undivided attention. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to move forward as such. That don't mean we still can't go out. We can't kick it or whatever like that. But I'm not going to put all my eggs in this basket because it seems like you're doing a hokey pokey on me. You know what I mean? So if I notice that I got more of your attention, you know what I'm saying? We are always creating memories or creating plans with each other, then okay, I can see this being something long term, provided that the coochie hitting on something. You know what I'm saying?
You heard that, right?
That's a part of it.
That's the married man talk I want to hear from the single.
Oh man. So okay, in my opinion, what I deal with, I do have a different train of thought. The ones that I'm only for sex, yes, it's only like I'm doing the bare minimum just to get.
Y'all heard it, lady. Bare.
It's the bare minimum.
Now, okay.
There's one, like he said, but it is like what he said. There's one where we spend a lot more time. She's interested in me. She's interested in what I got going on. Same vice versa. And I'm probably gonna do some things longevity. Like let's make some memories here. Like, you said you like this, so I'm gonna try to make it happen. You said you want to go here, I'm gonna try to make it happen. But if it's just sex, I'm like, hey, look, my fire stick just got fired up.
Okay.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts. We can come to the crib, we chill, whoop whoop, and do what we do, and we out the door.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna throw this out here. If you try to take a picture with the nigga you went on a date with and he reluctant to do it, you not really long term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
pay attention to him. Because you're going to be like, look, and he might. Yeah. He going to do a little something just so you don't see the full face. He gonna be in the background.
Hey.
Ladies, I'm telling you, pay attention.
That is funny.
And I'm telling you because I do it.
Okay. No. I don't be trying to take pictures with folks, but now I am.
If you do it, you gonna see him like.
Cause I'm the same way. I'm like, don't be putting me in your pictures.
Yeah, cause this ain't what it is. Like, you know, don't be showing nobody me and you. Nah. And that's another thing. Like, when females get with a dude and they be like, we need to go on a date, and you know it's only sex, you be like, God damn, I ain't trying to take this ugly girl out on a damn date.
Oh no, not the ugly.
It's not necessarily ugly. For me, it might be like, it's just that ain't where I want to go with you. It's just that ain't what I'm feeling. Like, that ain't my vibe. We had good sex, and that's cool.
And then even then,
it ain't no substance in there.
I think it's so obvious though. I think a lot of women make it more complicated than it is. It's not that complicated. If he wants to, he will. If he doesn't, he won't. Like, it's really that simple. Like, it's not that hard.
Let me ask you a question. I seen when you date a man, and it's the man that you find attractive, you want to take it further with him, and he vice versa. Do you feel like he should cut all his other people off that he's dating? Like, in the beginning, like, today the first day for me, do you feel like I should cut everybody else?
Nah. Nah, no, not at all. But I approach relationships differently. Like I take relationships very seriously. Like I feel like this society kind of like is more, they're not intentional about relationships.
Right.
I date with a purpose. Yeah. So like they're not, because I'm dating with a purpose. I want marriage, so I'm dating with a purpose of like, if I get in a relationship with you, I would marry you. Okay. But if I will not marry you, I'm not getting in a relationship with you. Like we can hang out and stuff, but that's about it. Like, but I'm so upfront though. Okay. And that's probably why I don't be going out for real. Cause that's probably why I'm so single. Cause I be like, I ain't stroking your ego. I ain't doing none of that.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now if I'm with you and I like you, I'll stroke all your ego. Like what? You are beautiful. You are wonderful. Look at you carrying the groceries. But like I think no, it's just unrealistic. You know what I mean? Although it's weird though, cause I'm single. Like I usually don't. If I don't see a future in it, I'm not. It's no point. I don't do gray areas. I can't do it.
Now, when you say things, people do that a lot. When they say things twice, what does it mean when they hit you with
emphasis?
For the folks who not black on this podcast, let's break it down for them. When people say like I'm single, like what is that?
Because people say they single, that just means they're not in a committed relationship out in the open. They got something on the side. They're seeing somebody. They got plans later, whatever. But single, or if you say something twice, that literally means like I'm solidifying that like there's nobody else here. Like gotcha. I'm a single person, meaning it's just me.
Right. For real,
just me and my dog at home, and that's it. That's all. Ain't nobody in my phone.
Gotcha.
If some people come from out of town, they want to hang, I'll hang with you. But like on a daily, ain't nobody texting me. Ain't nobody doing none of that.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So yeah, but even as that type of person, when I, date people, I don't even be thinking about that at first, because I'm really more so trying to see, do I like you enough?
Yeah.
That's what men do. Do I like you enough to even cut off with her?
Yeah.
Right. So it's just, do I even like you enough to ask you to be that? You know what I mean? Because if you're about to be messing up my sleep pattern, which I hold dearly, like, I need to know. Because, I'm not rushing into nothing. Because I think a lot of women do that out of insecurity. Yeah, it's like more so like, you're mine now, possess him, because I'm scared of somebody trying to play me. It's like a defense.
Yeah,
and then two, it's like, I need to own you so nobody else can get to you, because I'm not about to compete with these. You know what I mean? But it's just like, if you're just operating in who you are, the right person will choose you.
Yeah, and I don't think you ever want to get to a point where you're content, where you feel like you don't have to compete for your man. Whether you in a relationship, whether you married, it's always a competition, because I feel like as a man, I should always be competing to make you feel like, you whole. So I should never get to a point where it's just like, oh, it's just business as usual at all times. Like, I don't tell you look good no more. I don't tell you you're pretty, because I got you at this point. We pay bills, we kick it, you know what I mean? Like, nothing extravagant. I think you always have to do things that are subtle but sweet, you know what I'm saying? And it shows your affection.
I think you still should date your wife.
Yeah. I agree.
Or date your partner, whatever. I think you
for
still
sure.
Date them. Once you got them in the ring zone, you still gonna date. Hey, baby, let me take you out to the movie. Let me take you out to eat.
Yeah, but I was told movies is not a date for females. That's not a date technically.
I love the movies. What? I'm out here.
It's not a first date.
It's hard to be a first date unless it's dinner and the movies, because in the movies you can't get to know that person.
I wouldn't even say it shouldn't be in the first date. Period.
Really?
No,
I had a good first
we
date.
We sitting in the dark looking at the movie. I can't really say, hey, because you can't really talk because you're trying to be quiet. Like,
but you can see if they like what you like. Yeah. Like if y'all laughing at the same parts.
We already talked about what we like. You like
nah,
horror?
You gotta see.
You like comedy?
But okay, you in the movie and the part I laugh at, I'm dying, and then you looking at me like I'm crazy. Our humor is different. You know what I mean?
We'll get to that when the Netflix. I told you the 5 stick is 5
That's terrible. That's terrible.
I'm a movie connoisseur. Like, I'm the girl that goes to the movies by herself when the movie drops. Like, I like that. So I want to go back on the competition thing.
Yeah.
Women, we hear things different, so we don't like the word compete. Cause like competition to us, cause me and y'all competitive, y'all think sports, whatever. Yeah. I understand that men and women think different. I don't understand y'all. I be like, I don't understand. The older I get, like, I think wisdom is knowing you don't get men as a woman. You don't understand how they operate. You know a little bit about them. You know just enough. You might know your man, but you don't know all men. Okay.
So you don't believe that all men?
No. y'all are the simplest complex humans because we just don't think the same. Like, so here in competition, it's like, what? I ain't compete with nobody. You better choose me.
Yeah.
That's how women think. But I think a better way to put it for us is kind of like, if I feel lucky to have you, I will do whatever I need to do to keep you.
Yeah.
So that's more of how we'll receive it. But for a man to stay in the game, because y'all think sports, whatever, y'all need to think competition.
Yeah.
Same message, different way of saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, that's legit. Yeah. And it's always, you always have to identify threats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you stay in like a city like Atlanta, like where we posted, every day you walk out the house, there's going to be somebody who is better than your spouse as far as appearance goes. Cosmetically, they may have another component that maybe you find attractive, right? So the idea is that doesn't really tickle your fancy because you understand what you have at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you always gonna have a woman with a bigger butt, bigger breasts, or smaller waist. That's something that you're gonna have. There's always a guy who's taller, six-packed up, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you have to be an asset, not a liability. And that's where a lot of people start getting confused, where it's just like, you get into these relationships, there should be pressure taking off of you if we get into a relationship. So if you still doing everything that you've been doing before me while you with me, then there's a problem. You feel me? So whether that's your car breakdown.
Even if you're in a separate household?
Even if you're in a separate household. So, okay, so if she talked to somebody and her car breakdown and she got to figure out how to find a mechanic. The nigga she talking to should be able to say, if he don't know how to do it, I got a guy that can get that done. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Or the light bulb go out in the kitchen. Like, we don't call somebody for that. He can do it. Like, there has to be a trade-off to being with somebody, because that's how you create value. That's how you become an asset. And if I get with you and everything I've been doing, like I get with a woman and I'm still doing my laundry, I'm still cooking for myself, I'm still cleaning for myself, well, what the hell I'm with you for?
So, ladies, this is a valuable lesson here, because what you're saying is she shouldn't be treating her boyfriend like a husband, and she shouldn't be treating the man she dating like her boyfriend. Because a lot of women do that. They'll put everything up front and leave nothing to be desired. So that's why why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free is still, something that we, do. And I've had a tendency to do that, like back in the day, going through my insecure days, just like throwing everything up front. Yeah. And it does two things. One, it leaves no mystery for the guy. Yeah. But two, as a woman, it exposes you so much and it makes you expect so much from him when he didn't even ask for that.
That's true.
Like, you putting so much of yourself out there, and then if it don't work out, you feel so upset. You feel so, used and abused because you volunteered to do all that.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I think it has to be some kind of boundary, and some women will be like, well, like, he said he wouldn't stay if I didn't. Okay, well, to let him go, because they don't be commitment anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just... So yeah, you made that point. I just had to let the ladies know, like, hey, I hope y'all listening, because he letting y'all know this old school teaching is real, because right now we in a society where hoes is winning.
Oh yeah.
So,
and I got a problem with that. I got a problem, and we touched on that on a couple of podcasts where I just feel like there used to be a time where women would check other women when they kind of started getting out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, hey sis, like, you kind of doing a little too much. Now it just seems like everybody has this body positivity, and it's just, this feminism has taken over as far as women being, I ain't gonna say allowed, but women sexualizing themselves and then not understanding the repercussions behind it. It's like, okay, that's fine if you want to go out, you want to sexualize yourself and this and third, but the biggest problem is you can't control who gives you attention. It's good when you get it from the person you want, but when the person you don't want give you attention and you in a precarious situation where you can't defend yourself, you've kind of invited that energy into your space, and it's like, you can't dictate that. So a lot of men get upset. Like, I'm gonna say last podcast, we were talking about the Keke Palmer thing, right? And like how she kind of like had her butt cheeks out and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, most men have a problem with that, because more often than not, there's going to be a guy who's going to be disrespectful that I have to address because you're dressing this way. Now, how I check this nigga is going to be depending on the situation. I may literally have to kill this nigga.
Oh, God.
You feel me? Like, it may come to that, because if he about that or he got a strap, he say something to you crazy, I'm not gonna back down, and either I get killed or I'm gonna have to kill him. Either way, you lose because you gonna have to come visit me on these contract visits because this was because of you. Right. It's because of you.
I'm on the fence, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm on the fence with the whole culture. I hate that women hold the burden of having to police ourselves so much because men don't know how to act. Because we've grown up in a culture that let boys will be boys, but women have to act a certain way. Like we have to hold ourselves in a certain class in order for men not to act a certain way. Like, oh, her cheeks out, she want me to touch him. No, she don't.
Yeah.
She could be walking around naked. That don't mean she wants you to come and touch her. You
That's
know
true.
what I mean?
That's
and
true.
I hate that men are not governed accordingly or disciplined, especially in a white community. Disgusting. Anything with white men attached to it, you're going to get away with it. Like,
wow.
if that's the culture of it, you're going to get away with it. So I think I hate that part. On the other end of it, I feel the most bad for young girls coming up because they don't have the role models we had. They don't have, like, growing up, I saw Moesha. I saw Sister. I saw Claire Huxtable. I saw Gina. I saw Pam. Like, I saw these women who were powerful. They were beautiful, but at the same time, they had class and, like, decor about themselves. Yeah. And today, a lot of these young girls don't realize this is TV and entertainment. When Meg Thee Stallion goes out here and she got her cheeks out, she twerking, she is on a stage. When Cardi's out here popping and got her tongue out and all, she is on a stage. She's still a mom. I'm pretty sure she don't operate like that in her household. Right. These women are operating like that in their household, but these girls see this stuff and they think, okay, they're doing it, so I can do it too. And it's like, you're not on the stage. That's not your job. That's not your everyday.
And when they leave the stage, they have a crew of security that protect them.
Exactly. Yep. So it's just like, it's giving these young girls this like false idea that this is what society is, and it's not what society is. Like, society isn't that. Now, I love the body positivity because, of course, especially in this BBL culture we in, where every person feels like they have to literally look like the BBL girl. Like, I love that we do have this body positivity, but I do think sometimes it is too far. Like, sometimes it's like, all right, chill out.
I'm speaking for myself, but I might be speaking for a lot of guys. A lot of guys like the natural body. You don't have to do all that extra stuff. Yeah. Like, I call them mama boob. Some guys like the mama boob. They sag a little low. The nipple right at the waistline. They like that. Right. You don't have to sit them up. Yeah. Some people. Some guys like the natural body. You don't have to do the extra stuff. Just be yourself. Yeah. Add a personality. Bring something. Be beneficial to the relationship. And you fine. You don't have to have the biggest butt. You don't have to have the perkiest breast. You don't have to have the whatever. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I agree, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of pressure put on women to be perfect, you know what I'm saying? And in actuality, like, it don't take that. I think for whatever reason, like, every woman wants to be considered like a bad bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of hate that term to a degree because it's just like, I think standard women look great. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't feel like you got to be considered like a 9 or a 10 for you to garner attention from men. Like, I don't think so. No, I think 5. 4s. Certain cases, but 4s can get, like, you know what I'm saying? They can pull some dudes. So it's just like,
a 4 can make it to a 5.
I think in my personal opinion, I think most women are probably at a 7. How they accessorize, how they do their hair, how they take care of themselves, that boosts them till that 9 to that 10 and set like that. So there's some females who just have cute faces that just don't accessorize. I think they're just as good as those quote unquote bad bitches that are high maintenance. It's a lot of headache. It's a lot of trying to figure out whether or not I'm the guy that she really wants, or I'm just the guy for right now because of what I can do for her. So it's a weird thing that, communication was solved between men and women, but everybody wants to benefit from these situations. Nobody wants to be made a fool out of. So round and round we go.
Yeah, I think women, we also put a lot of pressure on ourselves because I feel like, not the bitter boy TikToks, but like men, like real men in the everyday, they not sitting up here worried about, oh, she she gotta have the smallest weight.
Right.
No,
they
not at all.
don't care. I literally did a post on Facebook. I'll never forget. And I did not expect to get this many comments. But I asked, I said, men, do you prefer a pudge or six pack? I got over 120, 50, something like that comments. Out of 150 comments, 2 men said a six pack.
Pudge it out.
Everybody else said a pudge.
Pudge it out.
Women was in there like, are you serious? We're in the gym for what?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
Like, men, y'all listening to the wrong folks.
Yep.
Like, y'all listen to these insecure folks if y'all want. Like, men don't be, it be us.
Yep.
It be us. We the ones that be comparing ourselves to these chicks. And me, just especially like from doing hair and seeing the amount of women who have surgeries. Like, one thing I got free of is like, I've never had like a big stomach. Like, I've always had a small waist my whole life. And so growing, like, of course, when you get older, it's harder to maintain. Right. So, like, after 30, oh my God, like, you gotta almost starve yourself. And so I wanted like this super small waist, and I know how to get it, but it's like, I would literally have to like not eat for real. Like, I don't want to do that. And so one of my clients came in one day, and she always looked good, but like she looked a little bit like smaller in the waist. Her butt got a little higher or whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, girl, I got like a butt lift and I got some lipo. And I'm like, you didn't even need it. But she was like, I just got it for my, I think she turned 42 or something like that. And she was like, yeah, I just got it or whatever. And I'm like, so Ash, come talk to me. I be talking to myself. Baby, you gonna have to starve or get surgery to get that waist you want. Which one you gonna do? Nothing. I'ma love me.
Yeah, exactly. As you should.
So I think you just have to accept you for you, man. Like, dance in the mirror, look at yourself, start talking, be like, hey girl, you cute today. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Most dudes and some females, we've had a couple females on the podcast now, and they don't. When I say this, they be thinking like I'm bullshitting. But if all women had to wear turbans, we'd have to find the cutest chick with the turban on. You feel me? Like, men ain't gonna go without talking to women. You feel me? So it's not like it's as if like you guys have to, bear it all, get out there, show everything. If women started covering up tomorrow, we'd have to select the best woman we could.
Girl, your ankles looking good.
I'm telling you.
Them ankles is popping.
I'm telling you.
Did you see Sarah toes?
Like, that's what guys are. Like, you know what I'm saying, is we have to look at the selection and figure out what best suits us. And a lot of times for most guys, it's a financial component. If you go out in the field or whatever like that, and you see some female that you kind of feel like is 7, 8, 9, whatever, I don't think they won't approach you because they don't think you're cute. I think they don't approach you because financially, I probably can't even compete to what she really wants. Like, so it's just more or less like, I don't know if you're approachable or if my financial situation is even something that you would look at, because a lot of women nowadays will look at what the median average income is for men and they'll laugh at it. You'll get females that be like, yeah, he make $55,000. And like, I can't deal with no man make $55,000. Well, if that's the national average, that means more often than not, your man make $55,000.
It's so funny those conversations I had, because I never even pay attention to that. I literally just be like, what is he doing? Does he have his own place? Does he drive his own car? Does he take me out? Like, do we have a good time? I've never asked a man how much money. I don't as long as you can maintain yourself as a living, like, do you have a car? Do you not live with your mom? Are your bills in your name?
Right.
If they're not, what's the situation? What do we need to do? You know what I mean? So I'm not out here like asking guys that. So that's weird to me that, I guess we at that point that women are asking that, but that's wild.
There's a lot of females that are financially conscious, and I get it to a degree, but let's keep it a buck. For those people who haven't done any traveling, it really don't take that much money to travel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can put up, in a period of, you put up $100 a month, that's $1,200 at the end of the year. You can go to Puerto Rico on $1,200 and have a decent time.
Oh, not a decent. You have an amazing.
You know what
Get you a little all-inclusive?
I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you could do that once a year, or shoot, if you put up $200, you can do that twice a year. You can go to Puerto Rico, you go to Costa Rica, you can go to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. So having somebody who makes 6 figures, it sound good. Maybe it's something you can tell your homegirls, but outside of that,
but what they don't understand, the person that makes 6 figures ain't got time.
Yeah, exactly.
With it.
Exactly. I gotta make these 6 figures.
I gotta make them.
Yeah. the more money I make, the more is required of me, the more responsibilities I have. You know what I'm saying? Where I can't just up and just take a trip for a week. You know what I'm saying? I got too many things to do, too much I got to cover. So, yeah, man.
It's an interesting time we're living. That's all.
Definitely.
I'm keeping hope alive.
Yeah,
keep hope alive. I say, like, I'm the girl, like, I try to stay positive, like, in these dating streets. I'm not the girl that's, like, out here, like, oh, all niggas I ain't doing all that. I did that enough.
Try like the internet dating?
Oh, I'm online dating. It's off. It's dead. It's donezo. That's probably why I don't like meet a lot of people, because, like, everyone's, like, online dating. But for me, it just hasn't worked out for me. I've had the oddest things happen.
Give me the most oddest. Yeah.
You walked into
that. You gotta give me a story.
The funniest situation I've ever had, one of the funniest, weirdest situations, which I always feel like my life should be on camera. I got into an Uber one day. The Uber driver turned around, looked me dead in my face, and said, "You swiped left on me on Tinder."
Wow. Yeah, I think it's time to get out. The Uber.
Oh my god!
You swipe left. He looked back and said, "You swipe left."
You swipe.
Did you remember?
Yo, no, I know. Cause I'm like, you don't even know if I swipe left on you. But let's start.
You really don't.
You don't know. You just know I didn't swipe right. You don't know if I logged off, which I normally will get on there for an hour and then log out or leave my account.
He got the premium version. He's saying
maybe.
He got the premium.
Sir, you must have called the developers and was like, did sus here do this? So, yeah, them dudes also don't be serious. One dude, I don't know, I think he was a sex trafficker or something. I don't know what's going on with him, but long story short, we had an amazing date. Like, our date was lit. Like, we met up at noon on a Sunday. We went to one spot, then we went to another spot, then we went to another. Like, we were vibing.
Right.
Okay. And he didn't live here. He lived in Macon, I think. Okay. And so, first of all, he had an iPhone, but his messages were showing up green. So I'm like, that's a red flag.
Right. Could be a network issue.
He might have, but I'm thinking because, like, with my hair clients, I use a Google Voice number. So I'm like, it might be Google Voice or like an internet number. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring that up later. So then I'm like, you came to Atlanta, I'll come down to Macon next weekend since we had such a good time. I can hang out with you, drive back, it'll be great.
Yeah.
And so I think I asked him his last name, because I'm like, if I'm driving to Macon, I need to know your last name just in case. Because I always say, anywhere I go, I tell my homegirls a full shebang. Like, this is his name, this is tag, all of this.
Yeah.
He avoided telling me his last name. So I asked him that. And he did. Mind you, I'll send him good morning. He'll send it right back, whatever. So I asked this man his last name. Nothing.
Red.
The whole afternoon, right? So I sent, I'm just asking your last name because I just want to make sure I'm, good since I'm coming out there. I don't have no family out there, whatever.
Right.
Oh, well, this weekend might not be a good weekend. I'm going to a wine festival with my job, but I'll let you know.
You let me know your last name?
What? 2 hours later, hey, what you doing? I'm trying to figure out why you won't give me your last name. He's like, you know what? You tripping. You really tripping.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I'm going to just bow out here. We never talked again.
Really? Wow.
That's literally how it ended.
Did you follow him on social media or anything?
No.
He had nothing.
That's why I needed that last name, because I could do my full-blown investigation.
Right. Okay.
My Inspector Gadgetness had to kick in, but it couldn't kick in. I couldn't put his phone number. I did ask the number. I said, hey, your number's coming up green. Oh, I actually did call him out when I saw him, because I saw the iPhone. I said, your message is green, but you got an iPhone. What's up with that? And he said, oh, I got 2 phones. I said, I'm going to need that blue number. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give it to you.
Wow.
Then I asked for it again the next day, and he deflected.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I was like, he's running a human trafficking ring. He's married. I don't know what's going on.
You dodged the bullet.
Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on with me with dating apps. So since I haven't been on a dating app since last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, I mean, I know we got to close out the show. I will say that it's, in this day and age in 2023, it's become increasingly difficult to strike conversation with people in public because everybody's on social media to some degree. I almost look at, like, Instagram is unofficially a dating app because you have all these people that have all this information on you. It's kind of the same thing. Like people, you go out nowadays, they don't even give you their number. They be like, here's my Instagram.
It's not a dating app because women don't answer DMs. I literally one day said, I typed up this great grand biblical message and I got nothing back.
Oh no!
Did you quote Maya Angelou? That always.
No, I ain't quote Maya. I went biblical like.
Yes.
The Lord has sent me to your page.
No.
And I got
no. I wouldn't answer you either. He sent me your Lord to send you to my page.
It wasn't that. But I'm just saying, I said some nice
for Proverbs 31
some nice stuff.
Oh, Lord.
I said some nice stuff to her.
Okay.
Like, you look nice. Whatever. I got nothing.
She probably didn't see it if it was in a message request.
Yeah, I mean,
I gave him that. But,
I mean, I don't know. I just think like it's difficult for folks because I mean, if somebody walked up on me while I was at the gas station, the fuck you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my first reaction. Like,
the only people that approach me most of the time is young people.
Oh, okay.
I approach by young guys all the time. I'm like,
don't kill it.
Yeah.
They don't because they trying to shoot that shot at everybody.
Oh yeah, hey Red. They always call out what you got on. Hey Red.
Christ. But it's double negative for me because I don't have a personal page.
No, yeah.
I only have my blog page and my hair page.
Yeah.
So I'm just out.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just out. And then I got a personal Facebook, but like only everybody married because, you know, people on your Facebook, you know, from high school, college. Like,
yeah.
So I'm just messed up out here. I'm just, y'all pray for
hit the brunch
for the kid. Huh?
You don't hit brunch?
I go to brunch. Don't nobody be...
Everybody be booed up at brunch.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody be booed up at the events that I go to because I be outside.
Yeah.
But I be at like festivals or like wine festivals. You know,
your husband might work at GameStop. You just don't know.
Listen, I don't know. I'm gonna just keep on praying and minding my business and go.
I mean, there's always hope. You know what I'm saying? I think there's people out there for everybody. But I think as you get older, your standards change. What you're looking for changes. And I think it kind of opens up sometimes. I think when you're young, you're in your 20s or whatever like that, you want as high as you can get. But then when you realize like what that takes to maintain it, just be like, is that really something that I really want to be a part of? So,
my standards got higher.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
It's got older?
Well, no, let me say this. Not higher in a sense of like looks, because I've dated like the peak attraction to my liking.
Mm.
But as far as character, like my standards are just higher in that realm. Cause like, it's so weird. Like asking a man to be emotionally intelligent is like asking him to like go jump off a cliff. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, I'm just asking for your heart.
True. But you gotta think some men have been wired that way. Like, don't show emotion. For sure. Don't, you know.
For sure.
So I gotta be hard. Like, yeah, I might cry inside, but I can't let you see me cry.
I need to see it, son. Because now I think that you don't. Exactly. Because now I think you don't care. So now I have to apply my don't care. Gotcha. And my don't care, you don't want to see my don't care. Because it's a flip. Because when I care, I care.
Okay.
When I don't care.
Yeah, men are different.
And then when you try to come back, I am not a spin the block. I am the girl who you want your ex to try to spin a block on. Because I live to crush the ego. Because I know a lot of men spin the block.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Petty.
To get the ego boost because maybe it didn't work out. I live to send a thumbs up on the post.
Okay.
Send an essay if you want. Double tap, thumbs up. Yes, got another one.
So my biblical
screenshot, send it to my homegirl. Look who texts me.
My biblical message ain't do nothing.
You want to spin the block? I'm talking about a spin the block, not an initial contact. I'm talking a spin the block.
I'm like,
a spin the blocker. Stop playing with me.
Wow.
Okay, you're gonna get one word answers.
Oh wow.
Don't call me. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. This one dude called me. He was like, so what you saying is you don't like me? I said, no, I don't like you.
Damn.
And it was just silence.
Trash.
Like, don't play with me like
Epic
that.
fail.
And then you gonna meet that guy that's like, challenge.
No, you can challenge all day. Once I'm off it, I'm off it. Like, stop playing with me. Like, that's what I'm saying. You be in the moment when I'm here, because I'm here. I'll be like, for real, like, I don't care. Like, come on. I don't care.
Goodness.
I heard it first.
It be like that. Well, man, we do appreciate you coming and joining the show. As we said, we're going to put her information below. Y'all subscribe to the channel. We always going to have some more content. We always got something in the oven cooking. So we going to pull this out, get this out to y'all as soon as possible, man. This is the Last But Not Least podcast. I am your boy, Mr. Snapsode.
It's your boy, KG.
Ashely of Single Woman Chronicles.
Y'all go follow her.
We out.
All right.